Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me. If you missed today's live Zoom, I wanted to pop in and just record the book again and the lessons so you don't miss the fun that we're having here at the Zoom into the Library series. I'm here at the Marshall Public Library in Marshall, Illinois, and as you can see, I'm in a room all by myself because we are practicing social distancing and making sure that I can be in an area where it's safe for me to not wear my mask. So thank you so much for inviting me in. And I wanted to share what we're talking about today. So with the Zoom into the library series, what we're going to be doing are every month I'll be reading a book with an activity. And so for the next 7 months, we're going to be focusing on mindfulness. And why is mindfulness important? It's important because we are in a very fast-paced world, and being mindful allows us to slow down and take a breath and be in the present moment because really it's a gift. It's what we've been given. So today we're going to talk about something called mindful eating. And if you've never even thought about eating mindfully, this book will give you an idea of why it might be something to consider because food can taste extremely different if you take time to eat it mindfully. So today for your activity, what you'll need is a healthy snack. And I have an apple. So you can, if you don't have one with you right now, you can grab one and try this later on with your healthy snack. But today our story is No Ordinary Apple. And this is written by Sarah Marlowe and illustrated by Philip Pascuzio. All right. So it was an ordinary day, full of ordinary things. After school, Elliot went to his neighbor Carmen's house. He always went there until his parents got home from work. Hi, Carmen. Hi, Elliot. How was school? It was okay. May I have a snack before I start my homework? Asked Elliot. Of course. Would you like an apple? An apple? Don't you have any candy? Look at his face. I don't think he wants an apple. Sorry, I'm all out of candy, but try this apple. It's very special. What's so special about it? It looks pretty ordinary to me. Oh, this is no ordinary apple, said Carmen. It might surprise you. Will it give me superpowers? Well, I don't know. Would you just like to find out? She asked. How? Asked Elliot. Eat the apple like you have never tasted one before. Only then will you discover what makes it so special. But I've eaten about 1,000,000 apples. How can I do that? Asked Elliot. First, tell me this. What color is the apple? It's red, Elliot said quickly. Is it? Look very closely. He's looking very closely at the apple. See him? Elliot rolled the apple around his hands. He noticed that some spots were pure red, some were green, and others were a little brown. There were even a few dull black spots. There are so many different colors here. I guess it isn't just red. A very good observation. And what does it feel like? Elliot looked puzzled. Like an apple? He said. Carmen laughed. Slowly feel it with your fingers. What do you notice? It's a little cold. Some parts are smooth and others are bumpy. Some places are soft and some are a little hard. Neat, he says. Elliot was about to take a bite when Carmen gently raised her hand to stop him. Not just yet. Have you listened to it? Listen to the apple? How weird, Elliot thought. Feeling a little silly, he held it up to his ear, expecting to hear something. He heard nothing. Is that the only way to listen to an apple? Carmen asked. Elliot got an idea. He tossed the apple in the air. As it landed in his hands, he heard a hollow thwomp. Elliot smiled. He'd probably done that dozens of times, but he never actually heard it. Now, do I take a bite? He asked, growing a bit impatient. Not quite yet. What does it smell like? Elliot took a sniff. Fruity, I guess. And a little like flowers and springtime. After another moment, he laughed. It also feels cool and smooth against my nose. Carmen smiled. Can I take a bite now? Elliot asked, feeling his tummy rumbling. Sure, said Carmen, but I wonder what else you might discover if you bite it very slowly. Elliot really wanted to figure out the secret of the apple, so he decided to try. As he held it up to his lips, he noticed his mouth was already watering. He was pretty sure this had never happened with an apple before. As his teeth sank in, he heard a loud, crisp crunch. He noticed the sweet, appley juiciness in his mouth and little juice drops tickling his chin. The peel felt a bit stringy, the flesh felt cool and a little spongy. Then came a burst of the familiar, fresh, appley smell. Notice what the apple tastes like in the different parts of your mouth. You can do this if you chew it very slowly and roll it around. Oh, and try not to swallow it just yet. Do you think you can do that? Asked Carmen. Elliot nodded. First he chewed with his front teeth, then with the teeth on one side and then the other. Next he rolled the chewed up apple around in his mouth. He even tried smashing the apple against the top of his mouth with his tongue. He tasted it on the back of his tongue, the center, the front, one side, the other side. Look at him rolling it around his mouth. He really wanted to swallow the whole time, but he was determined not to. He was going to discover the secret. Are you ready to swallow it now? Asked Carmen. Yes, please, Elliot said through his apple-filled mouth. Go ahead and see what you feel as the apple travels to your belly. It may help if you close your eyes. Elliot closed his eyes and concentrated as he swallowed. He could feel the moistness of the apple as it went down his throat. His belly had stopped rumbling and even felt a little more full. What did you notice? Asked Carmen. You know, the apple did taste different on the front of my mouth than at the back, Elliot said. In one part it was sweet, and in other kind of tart, like two fruits in one. Even after all this time, Elliot still wasn't sure what made this particular apple so special. Yes, it was more colorful, more tasty, more fragrant, and more noisy than any apple he had ever eaten. In fact, it was the most appley apple ever. But why? What's the secret? Elliot asked. Why is this apple so super appley? What did you do to make it that way? Ah, said Carmen. It's not what I did that made it so special. It's what you did. Elliot looked proud. What I did? By slowing down when eating this apple and being curious about how it looks, feels, sounds, smells, and tastes, you made it extraordinary. And you know what? You can do this with any food. Elliot thought about this for a moment. His eyes sparkled. Jelly beans? Sure. Ice cream? Absolutely. Even macaroni and cheese? Elliot couldn't imagine macaroni and cheese being even better. Yes, even macaroni and cheese. Wow, said Elliot. You know, Elliot, you can try this with foods that aren't your favorite too. Really? I don't know. Broccoli is pretty gross, and peas, I don't think I could ever eat peas slowly. Well, it's worth a try. Maybe start with one little pea. You might be amazed at what you discover, just like with the apple. Elliot thought for a moment. Then he slowly and mindfully ate the rest of the apple. He thought about all the foods he could eat that way. He couldn't wait to show his family and friends. Suddenly, a huge smile came across his face. He remembered that today was Friday, and that meant, you ready? Pizza night. So he got to go home and talk to his family about eating pizza mindfully. And do you see what they're doing to their pizza? They're looking at it very closely, listening to it to see what it sounds like. They're smelling it to see what it smells like, and she is eating it very slowly. So you can do that with your food. And will it give you superpowers? No, the apple didn't give him superpowers, did it? But it did make him realize that by taking his time, he was able to really enjoy his apple in a different way. It tasted like a brand new food. So it's your turn. Grab your healthy snack, and I want you to pick it up and first just look at it. Look at the outside. Think about what you see. And funny, I'm looking at an apple like Elliot had, and at first glance you would say it is red. But now that I'm looking really closely at it, I can see all the different colors that Elliot talked about. I see yellow. I see little specks of, oh, there's even specks of white. There's some brown in it. And then think about how it feels. What's that snack feel like if you can feel it? If you have a carrot or if you have a strawberry, it has a texture. Even this apple, it looks really smooth, and at first it feels pretty smooth. But guess what? When I slow down and I really feel it, I can feel little bumps and ridges in the apple. And remember they said to smell it. So if I smell the apple, I would have to agree with Elliot. I think it smells fruity. It smells like springtime or fall, depending on where you like. If you like apple cider, you think about kind of smells like that. If you have your healthy snack, if you have your strawberry, or if you have your banana, or if you have your orange, you can certainly smell it. Especially an orange, you smell that through the peel. The orange peel has a different smell to it. A banana peel definitely has a different smell. And you think about the sound an apple makes. Remember he made that sound when he caught it? That sound, that throp sound. She's like, your apple makes a sound. Really? Doesn't sound like this, but when you catch it, it does. And it definitely makes a sound when you slice into it or you crunch it with your teeth. So think about that with your healthy snack. If you have a banana or an apple, or excuse me, a banana or an orange, something that you have to peel, it really makes a sound, doesn't it? And sometimes if you're peeling an orange, it might even squirt at you. So an apple can be juicy that way too. If you bite into it, sometimes the apple juice gets on you, or it may even drip down your chin. So think about if you have a banana or an orange, it's kind of extra special to be really slow when you crack it open and you start to peel it, because you can really take a moment to enjoy the smell, how wonderful that banana smells when you crack it open, or the banana when you start to peel it. I say crack it open, you don't really crack it open. You know what I mean? How you pop the peel off and you start to peel it down, and you start to peel that orange. And even if you're in another different room eating your orange, somebody from across the house might be like, who's eating an orange? Because they can automatically smell it as you start to peel it. But the point of mindful eating is to slow down and enjoy your food. But it also just gives you a break. If you're at school or even at home and it is time to take a break and have a snack, there's something about just sitting and really taking your time and just eating your apple and not really thinking about anything else, not worrying about what's going to happen later or what happened earlier in the day, but just being in that very moment, enjoying your apple. So as you're eating your snacks today, try to turn off the television and maybe even not listen to music. Just be in the quiet, be in the moment, be in the present, and enjoy your snack. Think about how it tastes. Think about how it smells. Think about how, slowly, if you chew it slowly, how it tastes differently in different parts of your mouth. So even if you're having lunch, you can do the same thing. Turn off the TV. Don't have so much conversation. Family dinner time is so precious and so important, but it's also important that you slow down and eat your food and enjoy it. And you can still enjoy each other's company. So that's the story for today. I will also share some things in the video that I shared in the live session today. So thank you for coming back around and listening to the story. And next week for your activity, or not next week, next month, we're going to be reading Have You Filled Your Bucket Today? And we're going to be talking about affirmations and why that's important that's part of mindfulness and being affirming to one another. So we're going to make some cards. You will need some pieces of paper, whether it's white paper, construction paper, whatever you have around the house, and some crayons and markers or pencils, whatever you want to decorate your note cards with to give to someone. And guess what? You know what? Next, if you celebrate Christmas in your family, it's a great time to make a holiday card for that event. So December, wow, I'll see you in December. So stick around for the end. I'm going to take you through some mindfulness video, and then I will see you. I also want to share a resource with you, and then that will be the end. So we'll talk to you later.
From mindless to mindful. To be mindful is to let your attention rest on this moment, on just right now. Let's practice being in the moment. Your body is still, right now. Can you feel that? Your breath is moving in and out of your nose. Can you notice that? Rest one hand on your chest. Can you feel your breath? Move that hand to your belly. Notice breath there. Can you feel that? Bring your hands around to your back. Breath might be moving there. Feel that? This bell is ringing right now. Can you hear that? Where is your attention? Did it wander? It's okay. That's what minds do. Let's practice a little bit more. Now this bell is ringing. Can you hear that? This green dot is still. Can you see that? Some of the other dots are moving. Notice that and then focus your attention on the very still dot. Return your attention to your body. Hands. They're still. Can you feel them? Feet are still. Can you feel them? You are here right now. Can you feel that? In this moment, you are mindful. Do you notice that? There are moments in your day when you can practice being mindful. When you are reading, just read. When you are tying your shoe, just tie your shoe. When you are chewing your food, just chew. Your mind can be full of one thing, one moment at a time.
Teachers need engaging teaching tools that can keep up with active kids. The terrific Teachable Moments app puts many lessons right at your fingertips and is simple to use. It's easy, just open the app and select and open one of 4 books to get started. The first lesson opens automatically. Find the right mini lesson for the moment by searching within the menu at the top left. Search for a specific behavior you wish to reinforce or correct, like honesty or courage. Select a lesson that reinforces one of the 6 pillars of character, which are caring, citizenship, fairness, respect, responsibility, and trustworthiness. Explore lessons that support social emotional learning standards, or SEL. Or use a quick word search to find a favorite activity. Once you've selected a lesson, you'll see an overview of all behaviors, pillars, and standards it supports, plus a short list of any common household materials you'll need. Start the lesson by following the simple steps provided, and look for helpful hints just below. Move between lessons in the book using navigation at the bottom of the screen. The Home button returns you to the original book selection menu. Each activity takes less than 10 minutes, but its value lasts a lifetime. Download the app on Google Play or find it at the App Store. Visit go.illinois.edu/ttm for more information.
Hi, I hope you enjoy that mindfulness segment, and also please connect with the University of Illinois Extension website and take a look at the terrific Teachable Moments app. I will have the link for that app in your next email that comes out to remind you about our next session, which is in December. If you have friends that you think would really enjoy this series, please make sure to send me an email and we can get them registered and the Zoom links sent to them. So thanks again for joining me, and you have a very wonderful day.